All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to the third episode of the Table 43 podcast. I'm joined here with the boys. How was your Christmas and New Year's?
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Christmas was hospitality style. Worked Christmas Day. Didn't work Boxing Day, which was nice. I do family stuff that day. Worked New Year's Day. Did not work New Year's Eve. So 2 out of the 4 big days. But Christmas and New Year was busy, but not really eventful from my point of view. Just another one done and dusted. How about you, Hudson?
Yeah, again, very much like you two. Had to work quite a lot of it, but that was good. Weather was really nice, so where I was working, we had a lot of people come down. Lots of cocktails to be made. But yeah, Christmas itself, spent a lot of time with family, and now, which I guess as you grow older, you come to be really grateful for. So yeah, really had a great time eating a lot of food.
That's wholesome.
That
Man.
is sweet.
That's very wholesome.
I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was your best gift?
My best
would you
gift.
say?
Well, we got an upgrade to our podcasting equipment. So got a new Zoom audio interface. Sponsored by my sister, Danny. So thank you. And we're testing it out.
Much
So if the
appreciated,
audio
Danny.
is better than the last two, which I guarantee it probably is because we're new to this, shout it out. And then, yeah, we'll keep using it.
That's
I guess.
exciting. My
Yeah.
best gift. I don't really do gifts anymore. God, what did I get? I got some tickets to go to the tennis next week.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to watch the tennis. And I thought I was going to watch Novak Djokovic, but that wanker decided he's not coming. So fuck him. I hate him more than ever. I really wanted to see him because he was super, like, one of the last of the big three left. And this is my last chance. And he bowed on me. So now I hate him more than ever.
Well, he's not going to listen to the podcast now.
No.
That's good.
If
I don't
you're-
want him to listen. He's not coming to Adelaide. Fuck
Yeah.
him.
What's the reason?
He says he's not ready in his preparation for the Australian Open now, so he's pulled out. So we can
Of the entire Aussie Open?
just Adelaide, just to get fitter and whatever
Okay.
some bullshit reason.
Yeah. Novak, if you're listening to this, we'd love to have you on the podcast to talk
Yeah,
to Craig.
come on.
Fuck, imagine that. Then I'd know that I'd quit my day job if Novak Djokovic comes on my
ESPN
podcast.
one-on-one
Yeah.
interviews.
Then we know we've truly made it.
The
at that
decision.
point.
Yeah, that's it. So that was my best Christmas gift, which is a kind of slightly let down, but that's fine.
Yeah.
There's
Who's
still
the
good
best
people?
Who's the best player to come and watch?
Who's the best player to come watch? Like coming
Thanasi?
is like Thanasi's coming and Popperin are there, so we got a couple of
That's
Aussies there, and then I really like Stefanos Tsitsipas from Greece.
Oh, he's
He
good.
Okay.
has actually finally hit some good form, so he's coming out, which will be good to see. See what happens. The weather looks nice, which I'm very happy now.
Oh yeah, it is boiling over
It's
here.
not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
go
yeah,
away.
it's hot.
What did you get on this hot Christmas?
I got some new Birkenstocks.
Hey.
So let the feet breathe.
Oh.
Toes covered or uncovered?
No, uncovered.
Dogs
Of course.
are
Dogs
uncovered.
out. Dogs out season.
Arizona's, that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Dogs
yeah.
out season.
Yeah. So that's our new Patreon content. Is actually feet pics.
Oh, imagine if Birkenstocks
Yeah, you got to pay for
sponsored us.
that. It's a boat.
Who would pay for that?
No, but I'm very pleased with my new gift.
It took about 5 minutes to get fucking weird again. Every week.
Oh, rough.
And then
Right, that's right.
I'm going to Vietnam, so I got a nice little book on Vietnam. So
Nice.
I'm going to read into that before I head off and maximize my time over there. Yeah,
Awesome.
Family or
Alright.
friends holiday?
friends. So it'll be a
Okay.
really good opportunity going to Ho Chi Minh,
Oh,
Ha Long Bay, Hanoi, Hoi An, the Cu Chi tunnels. So yeah, be able to see a lot of good things over there.
some good stories to share
Got a
when
nice
you get
There'll be
back.
some good hospo stories coming from there.
Oh,
I
big
reckon.
time. Yeah. Absolutely. Staying at a few hostels. So be sure to keep your ears
All right.
ready
Done.
for that.
Done. You heard it here, folks. All right. Vietnam stories coming up.
We're going
in the-
international.
We're going international.
Oh,
Speaking of international,
okay.
well, we got some viewers, some of our friends who are international and they're listening to our podcast. So I just want to shout them out and thank you for listening for wherever you are. I know some are in Amsterdam at the moment and the others they were in
Oh, they were like in like
Dublin.
Scandinavia, and then they spent Christmas
And
New
New
Year's
York.
in Dublin. But I think they were in Scandinavia skiing or something.
Have
Yeah.
I listened to both episodes?
apparently.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly. So thank you to them and shout out to you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.
And our one New Zealand listener, I don't know where they are, but I think
They weren't there.
They'll
on
be
episode
back.
two.
They were there. So thank
Were
you to
they
our
there
one.
on episode 2 as well?
I don't know if it was from the previous one, but anyway,
Nah,
thank
they're
you.
there.
Thank you to you as well. Our Patreon gained 2 new members since Hudson.
And what
became.
does that total up to now, Orton?
We are at 3.
Well, we are growing.
Yeah, 3 is a crowd. That's
Yep.
what I've heard. And so we've got a shout out to Gronk and shout out to Liam. So thank you
Gronk.
for joining our Patreon. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you.
And from that, I think we can go into... Well, let's give them the starters first. The starters of the whole meal of today. So from our new Patreon members, again, thank you for joining. One of them has sent in a horror story. And from that, we decided to make our whole episode horror themed. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen our Instagram post, but we're going to do a horror episode today. So it's going to get spooky. And I reckon... Should we start off with that story, or do you want to ease them into it? Or
I mean,
what do you reckon?
we can start off with our listener story just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
This story comes in from Liam. Not
Thank
going
you
to say
again.
last name.
Thank you again, Liam.
Thank you, Liam, for sending in.
Could that be the
a
same one
story.
who is subscribed to the Patreon?
It is the
Probably.
exact same one that's subscribed to the
Yeah,
Patreon.
there we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here we go. Liam says, I work in a hotel with 2 long hallways that meet at a right angle, just to get you a nice picture of what's going on.
I like it.
At the corner, there's a diagonal mirror. Makes sense because we're on a corner. So when you walk down one hall, you can see straight down the other in the reflection. This was after a late shift, around 3 a.m. A couple of knockoff drinks, sure, but not drunk. So he wants to reiterate that he was not drunk when this occurred. That time of the night when the building feels hollow. Well, this is really good. No guests anywhere near that section, all locked up. And for context, I'd heard the stories. People swore they'd seen a little girl wandering the halls. I never believed any of it. My crew and I were heading out, chatting, looking at each other as we walked. I was the only one looking ahead into the mirror, and that's when I saw her. In the reflection, a little girl, maybe 150 centimeters tall. This is very descriptive.
Interesting metric.
Okay.
This is brown hair, white dress. She ran down the other hallway away from us and vanished around the corner. And here's the thing. Every door in that area is locked. The doors have to be opened with the press of a button or a key at that time of night. When we reached the end of the hall, no doors had opened, no sound, and no girl anywhere. So it couldn't have been a guest. No one else saw her, no footsteps, nothing to this day. I still replay it in my head. Maybe I was tired, maybe it was the wine, but what I saw felt real. And after that night, I stopped saying ghosts aren't real.
There you go.
Ooh.
Spooky.
There you go.
Oh,
Feedback on that story, boys?
It's one of those things, isn't it? You people, until you see it, you don't really believe
Correct.
it, and that's
Yes.
that's very interesting. So,
And I guarantee you, people will listen to this and be like, "Oh, he was drunk. He like had wine, like he said. Like, of course, he's seeing things." But until you actually see it, you're just like, "Actually, no, there was something there."
definitely, I think that belief is pretty cool to have as well.
Correct,
Like
yeah.
it's unique. It's different. Gives you
Yeah.
a different perspective on things as well.
Correct.
Actually, we should start by saying, is there anyone who's a not believer in ghosts or other worldly
That is a
things?
great question, actually.
Because it's important to know that if you're spinning shit to people, either you don't believe it or you're a believer. Now, I'm a firm believer.
Yeah.
I would say so. I think
Oh, there's some hesitation there.
I would say hesitate. No.
I would say so. That wasn't
I think people often push the boundaries of what is real and what isn't. That's what I
Yeah.
would say. I think there's definitely proof that there probably is paranormal activity throughout the world, but I think a lot of the time people say that there are things when there aren't.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I would say, yeah, I think with the amount of things people have come across,
Yep.
I don't think it's too much to say, oh, it's all fake. You know?
I I
So much
agree.
proof in the
Yeah.
pudding.
I definitely believe. And in this day and age, it's getting harder to believe other stories because of people wanting clicks, because of AI and people
AI.
making up
AI's made it
stories.
hard.
But no, I am a firm believer of it. And by us all working in hospitality in one way or another, we interact with so many people, and so many people come through the venues that we work with. It is hard to say that there's not been spirits that have come through as well, from people that have attended, people that have lived there, from previous sites that the hotels or the restaurants have been built upon.
Mm-hmm.
And I reckon there's definitely spirits around the place. And it is... Oh, sorry. Alarm's going off. that was the ghost of the ghost of my house. But yes, a firm believer. And we heard from one of our patrons there's some proof to it. And
Definitely.
I reckon from some of our stories, people can kind of put together if it is true or not. And, well, if that's our starters, I reckon people are ready for the main course. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
Yeah?
let's kick off a main course. Who wants to go first?
Well, let me go first. Let me give a story that I heard from one of the porters in a hotel that I worked at. In this hotel, there was a pool room. And the pool room, of course, used by all the guests, but is closed at 10 o'clock. So the porter is actually the last person who has to be in that room. And they will check it's all clear, and then they close it off, and no one can go in there. And it's not accessed by a key, it's accessed by a card. And once 10 o'clock hits, no matter what card you use, you can't open it unless it's a MasterCard.
Okay.
So this porter is doing the night shift. So it's gone from, say, 11 o'clock to 6 in the morning. And the reception, night auditor, the person at reception, radios the porter, reception to porter, and says, "Can you please come down to the reception desk?" So he goes down and he says, "Oh, what's going on?" So the night auditor says, "We got a call from a room and I want you to go check it out if possible." So this was, again, late at night. And he said, "Oh, what room is it?" He said, "From the pool room." So they get a random call from the pool room at the late hours of the night. And he just straight up said, "I'm not going into the room. I'm not going to check it out." He's like, "Well, someone's called from there." He's like,
Sorry, someone was in the pool room at the time calling.
allegedly.
It wasn't just like a random phone call that they could tell it came from that space.
Well, allegedly, there was someone in the room, and they knew it was coming from the pool room. So they knew it was coming from the room. No one said, "I'm in the pool room." They said it was coming from the room. He's like, "I'll just check the cameras." He's like, "Why can't you just go in?" He's like, "No, I'm not going in." This guy knew about some stories of happening in this hotel. So they went and checked the cameras. Nobody in the room. Absolutely no one there. There was could be no way that someone would like prank called or anyone come into the room and like give a quick call from the outside. Everything was locked. They just got a random call from the pool room in the middle of the night. And I'm glad the porter didn't go into the room. God knows what he would have seen if he went in there. But
May not have heard from him again.
very, very, very creepy.
What was on the call? Was it just voices? Was it just noises? Was it just the phone rang with
That's what I'm curious of.
Like, I'm assuming the phone rang, nothing, and then hung up.
So apparently the phone rang and it was just, nothing. Static and rustling.
Yeah. But
weird.
it rang.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is creepy.
Yeah. But when they saw the cameras, there was no instance of someone picking up the phone. There was just no one in the room. It was just a call. So, yeah.
Very creepy.
Late night calls from the pool room.
That is. I would not go check that out either.
No.
To be honest.
No.
Not without some sort of weapon in my hand. I might go on
Need
and
some
check that
backup.
out.
I wouldn't even go with a weapon. I'd just be like, no.
No, I would go with I'd let some people know where I am and what I'm going because that's
In case I don't return.
in case you find me face down in the pool or something because a ghost has drowned me. Can't remember what movie that is, like Scary Movie or something. But okay,
So,
It's a bit like Scary Movie, isn't it? The phone call.
Yeah.
yeah.
The repeated phone calls.
What's your favorite
Yeah.
scary movie? And
Yeah.
then, that's correct. And then someone drowns. That screams.
Yeah.
Someone drowns in the pool.
Yeah. So a bit of an easy one to start with, I guess.
Easy one.
Yeah,
I reckon.
not bad.
Wouldn't
Not
say
bad.
that. Well, I'll go ahead. Mine's not as in depth, but throughout our workplace, we have a certain space known as the function center.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a massive room divided into two areas, but can be opened as one, with a bar towards the back of it, with
Yep.
a wall of mirrors.
Yeah.
And I had an ex-coworker. I was still very early in my working stage at this place, but he came to me and he said, it was close to the end of a shift, he came to me and said, "Oh, do you believe in spirits?" I was like, "Oh, not overly, but, I'm not a non-believer." He was like, "Well, I'm a firm believer that they exist, especially in this hotel." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, what have you seen? What have you heard?" And then in this particular space, he spoke about the voices of little girls.
Oh no. Here we go.
Little bits of laughter as well. He would often hear throughout, you'd have to go to the back of the bar to turn all the lights on. So you're having to walk through this massive dark room
Yeah.
to get to the light switches,
Very true.
which is creepy in itself.
Yeah.
But he would often mention about how you would often hear voices and bits of laughter. And yeah, you could say it was coming from outside the windows, but he was adamant that it was, coming from within this room. And nobody was within the room either. And then the other thing was, with this wall of mirrors towards the back of the bar, you'd often see little reflections that you would think, "Oh God, what was that? That was movement."
Yeah.
A lot of the time, you could say it was just, a bit of light coming in from outside one of the windows, flicking the mirrors and whatever else. Creating a bit of a distraction. But again, you'd often sometimes see in these mirrors, as I've come across too, I'd see figures that were in these mirrors. I kid you not. There were times it was boxes mounted that it would replicate a figure in the mirror.
That's
But
very
there were
poster.
times I've seen what I thought to be people
Oh no.
in this room.
Oh no.
And I had to turn on the lights and be like, "Is anybody there?"
Yeah.
So very creepy. I don't know if you've experienced that same sort of thing in that room, but I've heard clatters, I've heard little bits of voices, I've seen things that just kind of feel a bit off.
I know what room you're talking about, and I've had the experience of it's a figure, but you turn around and it's something else.
Yeah.
But never actually seen a figure itself.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. It
Yeah,
stays
hopefully
like
it
that.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, because that sounds very, very creepy.
It's interesting you mentioned that. I had another story pop into my head while you were talking about that, so that was good.
Go on.
I'll delve into my stories in a minute, but in the function center, I have had microphone static. I mean, that can be anything, but clear evidence of the microphone just going off on its own with no one around it. And then going over to check the levels and watching them go up and down, and there's no one near the microphone. Definitely feeds into the belief that something crazy is going on, or something a little spooky is going on in that end of the hotel. Now, people have died in this place, so there's bound to be, and it's many years old, so there's bound to be some sort of presence or something hanging around. But it just comes down to, I guess, what you come across. But that checks out with me, definitely.
Yeah,
In
that space is
checks
always
out.
a bit
That-
creepy.
in
that
I've
space.
never loved it.
No.
That back of the bar,
Yeah.
ugh,
Creepy.
yeah, it's got some things happening back
Yeah.
there.
They're
I
building-
do
yeah.
hear little sounds
Yeah.
that are just a bit abnormal.
Not good. I'm getting the
No, it's not
chills
good.
right now.
Okay, well,
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
I have a couple of stories. I only had two that I was rolling with, but I have a third one I'll quickly dabble into.
All
I'll
right.
start with it because it's fresh in the memory.
Yeah.
So in another function room in the hotel, there's some doors which they pull apart to separate the room, dividers we call them, that separate the room. And you put all the dividers in place, and they have a couple of doors that you pull across, and that separates the two rooms. Well, one night, doing a night porter shift, I'm closing up I don't know why I had all the lights off, but all the lights were off. And I'm closing up the dividing wall. Probably felt pretty comfortable at that time. And as I'm closing up the divider wall at one end, the door is shutting on the other end on its own. Now, this door does not shut on its own. It is
They're
heavy.
They're heavy.
It
No.
has no way really oiled up and shut on its own, but it
Oiled
shut
up.
on its own. So this is sort of near the entrance to the room. So I'm at the other end, and I'm watching this door close, and I was like, okay, I am going to go and open the door because that freaked me out and see if it happens again. It happened again. So the door's closed on its own a second time. At this point, I'm talking to whatever I believe to be in the room, and I'm starting to be like, all right, if you're actually here, show me proof. Like, show me that you're here and do something again.
So the dividing wall, is it the door that closed or is it sliding?
No, it's a door that closes. So the actual door you walk through.
Yeah.
So the one on the hinge, it closed on its own. Not once, but twice. After the second time, I decided to talk to the spirit or whatever it was, or whatever you believe it to be, and be like, all right, come on, show me proof again. There was no more proof at that point. But by that point, I'd already got what I needed from it. And quick to say, I didn't spend any more time in that room for the rest of that night.
You just don't want to be there after that.
That was, I don't know why I had all the lights off.
You wait for it
just closing
the next day.
Correct.
But yeah, that story came to me while you're telling your one.
Yeah.
So
and for the non-believers out there, just checking, there was no way this door would have closed by itself because of it being on an angle, because of wind, because of...
No, this door has no...
It's heavy.
WD-40 in there, making it super lubricated, so it would just...
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to think of another word. Fuck off.
Lubricated.
That's what you came to. It is literally what it says on the can. WD-40 lubricates doors, hinges, whatever. Anyway, it wasn't. A door doesn't close on its own.
I've seen this horror episode before.
Yeah. Oh my God. It has to go down this way, this podcast, every time. Whatever. So no, there was nothing else. There was no one else around. It was only me and the night auditor, and he's in the office. So it was it, 2 people in the whole hotel. So nope, that is a true story. Whether it was, there's no wind, there's no nothing. I don't know what closed it to this day. But
creepy.
That is interesting.
Creepy AF.
Okay. I guess we're rolling into me again. Oh, wait, does anyone else have any more stories?
I have another one.
You have another one? Okay, good, because I need a breather before I go into my next one.
Very good. Another story from another hotel that I worked at. This person was a manager and was doing floor checks for the porter on this one particular night. And in this hotel, we had long corridors for where all the rooms were. So you had to walk down a very, very long corridor, which is creepy in itself. Mm-hmm. And allegedly, he says that as he was walking down, he saw the reflection of a little girl in a window to the left of him. So he had a quick look at the window and he's like, nope, okay, I'm just going to keep walking. And he's just hallucinating things. So he keeps walking down the corridor. And then he, again, looks a bit to the left of the next window. And again, he sees the reflection of this little girl.
Okay.
And he's saying, okay, here we go. And then he decides to turn around and he says that he saw the little girl standing there. And at this point, he dropped whatever he was doing and he just ran in the opposite direction and went back to the reception area and went into the office. And just like, nope, I saw a little girl in the hallways of the hotel. I'm not coming out of here. It's just creepy. I'm not going to do any more floor checks. I'm going to be here with another person till my shift finishes.
You wait for the porter to do it. That's right.
Correct.
Yep.
The morning porter can do that job.
Yep.
So yes, that was the other story that I got from a manager.
Interesting.
Creepy. Well, why is it always a little girl?
I don't know.
It's always
A little girl. Yeah,
a little
creepy
boy.
girl. Yeah.
It's always a little girl in a 90 or whatever else.
Well, it depends where you are, like what the history is and whatnot. And in some stories I think we have coming up later, there might be some things like that where they talk about people that have died and whatnot, and that's what potentially causes the haunting.
Yeah. So creepy.
Creepy
Creepy stuff.
creepy.
Hunter, do you have another one or?
Not overly. Probably not a haunted story. There's a lot of horror stories which we've already referred to in our previous episodes.
And we have many more
We have
episodes
got many more
up
coming.
Yes,
of horror
correct.
episodes.
Correct.
But
Do you have another
keeping it
one?
on track. All right. Number 2, I'm going to do my creepiest one last, just
Okay.
because it gives me chills, my last one.
All right.
This second one is there were 4 of us sitting in the bar. It's late at night. All the lights are off. It's about 3 a.m, give or take. And we're sitting there like we normally do, just having drinks. You don't need lights on. Although it can get kind of creepy, just you around. And we're sitting there having drinks and having a chat. And the next minute, So our bar's connected to our bistro. There's a cough as clear as day that comes from the bistro. Cough clear as day. Everyone stops and looks at each other. We're like, did you hear that? Everyone's like, yes, I heard that. We're like, it's 4 a.m. There's no way someone else is here at 4 a.m. So we've radio checked reception. Where are you? Yep. The receptionist, the only other person there. They're at reception. Okay.
What about the DM?
DM is sitting there with us.
Oh.
He's finished too. Everyone's finished. So we are sitting there. No one, reception, no nothing. We're like, oh, crap. So now we have to go on a search because we all heard a cough. So we fan out. Someone goes off through the bistro, looking in the function room. Someone goes into the kitchen, make sure there's no one there. Someone goes off to the bar. Someone goes off to the toilets. Just make sure that there's no one around. Anyway, we all come back. There is no evidence that anyone else is around, but all 4 of us, as clear as day, heard a cough. And to this day, I swear on anyone's life who's important to me that there was a cough and we all heard it and there's not one person there. Can't describe anything else other than age. Can't do the height, hair colour. All I know is that there was a cough and it came from the bistro, and 4 people can vouch for that. So
Interesting.
That is as real as it gets in my eyes.
And you can't really... A cough can't really be replicated by anything else.
No.
So that would have to have been...
No, yeah, that's correct. Like, there wasn't anything else. It's not... Yeah, it wasn't a squeaky floorboard or anything like that. It was like a cough. It was an actual, like... like, it was a... Yeah, it was a cough. Yeah. Straight up. Cough. Ghost. Put that in the...
Was it a creepy cough? If it can be a creepy cough.
Well, like... Oh, God, it's gone back now. I can't remember the exact tone or
Was it
what level of asthma they had.
Ghosts.
You know...
Ghosts be dealing with the asbestos.
If they had an asbestos history.
Maybe that's how they died.
Yeah, I mean,
Asbestos?
that could be.
What's in those?
Yeah.
Well, there's lots in a cough. I wish I could tell you more about the nature of this cough, but look.
Was it dry?
Or was
Was
it
it chesty?
Like, I feel like they're probably getting
Phlegm.
to the end of their infection, and the chest is now clearing up. So let's
we're
say,
happy for the ghost.
Yeah,
At that point.
Clearing his airways.
Yeah, it was very. It was a cold night. I'm sure they've been up in the corridors haunting everyone.
He was waiting
Yeah.
to spook you, but he was dealing with his own little
Well,
trouble.
he did a good job in the meantime of spooking us. So true story.
Definitely throughout the hotel we've worked at, a big, all the glass windows is throughout the bistro and bar. So you often do hear a lot of squeaks and cracks and bangs, and that
Creepy.
It can, haunt you when you.
It does.
At
Like, you
work.
just see different reflections.
Oh
and
yeah, you
stuff
see a lot of
coming
things
across.
outside as well.
Yeah.
It does, and there's a walkway along the
Yeah.
front.
I've always dealt with people. This isn't necessarily a spirit, but people looking into the windows late at night, and I'm just
Yes.
trying to do my
Yeah,
work, and I
yes.
see this face in the window, and
That
I
freaks me
jump.
out.
Yeah. I actually have a manager who was doing some stock take, and he was just behind the bar doing what he needs to do, and he turns and someone is looking into the
Yeah, that's
function
fucked up.
space just like this, and he
Jump.
gets so scared. He's like, ah, and then he runs to me. He's like, put all the blinds down. It's like, why? What happened? It's like, people are looking in.
Yeah.
And he's just like, nearly jumped out of his skin. I
It is
reckon.
scary
funny.
though. Seeing someone when it's dark. And
Especially we see their eyes.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, that's the
All
end
right.
of filming of
Yeah,
our
I
podcast
guess,
for
I guess
today.
that's all right.
All right.
Another story I have is from a porter who is setting up breakfast in the night. He says that he regularly used to hear a little girl laugh, and he would only be the only person in the middle of the night, like there, just hearing, like alone. So he just like, he always hear this girl, but it wouldn't faze him. He would just be like, yeah, it's there. So hear a little girl laugh. He's apparently seen this little girl also run past, like the bar. Creepy. Very, very creepy. Again, going into another room and seeing the little girl's reflection in the mirror as well. He's seen that as well.
Gosh.
So very, And he was not fazed. He was like, yep, this just happens. I think people are just like that sometimes. They're just not fazed by what they see.
Yeah. I just want to bring to the attention of our audience. We've got a lot of noises going off right
We
now.
do.
Sorry,
It is
quite
It is the true horror.
quite eerie.
The true horror episode over
That's
here,
true.
guys. Yeah.
That was my watch telling me my sleep score was really good.
It's just
I got a
spirits.
71 out of 100 and 4 hours and 12 minutes of
yeah.
sleep. So I don't know how that is a 71 out of 100, but 4 hours of solid sleep it must have been.
We love that. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's life.
Yeah. No hauntings in your sleeps.
No, well,
No nightmares.
not
No
that I
Freddy
can think
Kruegers?
of.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers. All right, I'm going to throw my last story out and
Yeah.
finish off our main course for today.
Do it.
So I was, again, a late nighter. It's only me. Just to paint the picture, I'll skirt through the details. And there's only me walking around the corridors at night and the receptionist. And it's like 2 a.m. Everything's locked up. And I've come out of the bar and unlocked the glass door and closed the glass door. And as I've turned around, there is another glass door on our left, which goes out onto the patio or onto I don't even know what you call that space. The little beer garden outside. Anyway, to my left, standing at the door, is a full-figured man. I'm going to bring some heights in just because previously we've used heights as a measurement stick.
Centimeters.
He was at least close to 6 foot. He was wearing a black jacket and his hands were on the window and he was looking at me. And I am not going to lie, I may have ran to the reception desk so quickly because I had no idea. I did not expect to see anyone there. This person was as clear as my fellow podcasters sitting to my left and right and across from me. And I've gone to reception. I was like, there's someone at the door wanting to get in. He's in the beer garden, which is locked up. I don't know how he's there, but there is someone standing there. He's like, no, there isn't. I was like, yes, there is. And he's gone out to have a look. And he's seen no one in the beer garden. So he's come back and I was like, I swear to you, there is a person there. We need to check the cameras.
So how far were you from was it the window you were saying?
Yeah, like less than a meter.
Oh, wow.
Like he was right there next to me. So I turned around, I expect to see no one, and there was definitely someone there, like a man standing right there. So he's seen no one, and we've looked at the cameras and had a look, and there was no one there at all. There's no one on the camera. We've looked at the footage from outside, like the door that kind of takes in that, and there was no one there at all. But to this day, there was a person standing there, and he wasn't a half invisible person. There was no ghostly seeing through him. He looked as real as you and me, standing right next to me at that door. And that is by far the most scared I've been in my life.
Jeez.
In that hotel, doing late night stuff. Yeah, and to this day, I swear there was a person there. And I can't prove it to you, and there was no footage to prove it, but, I mean, there was a guy there. And, yeah, that still freaks me out to this day. That's what I have to say on that one. There's not much
Creepy.
more to add to it than that.
Creepy.
It was just...
Was that the moment you were like, okay?
That was the moment I knew that the place was haunted. I was like, yeah, there's someone there, and there's no proof that there's someone there, but I know as real as you and me that there was a person there. So that...
Have you guys ever experienced anything up in a
fucked me
room?
up.
Haunting up in a room?
No, not in a
No.
room. Like, the
No.
corridors freak me out, like, because they're long
They're long and
They
they
are
whine.
long.
and windy. So I'm
Yeah.
always worried about what I'm going to see, but I
Yeah.
can't think of anything off the top of my head that
Yeah.
haunts me or freaks me out. Like, these are specific stories.
There was one story which is not a scary story in itself, but at the time I was like, oh God, I thought I saw like a ghost. But like you said, again, long corridors. So walking down the corridors, you can't see around the bend sometimes. And then the actual rooms itself are tucked away by a mini kind of like corridor area before you go into the room. And when you're checking for like trays of stuff on the ground, you have to look around each corner. And I'd walked past, I think 10 or 12 at this point. And then I go to the 11th or 12th one, and there's a girl just like standing there looking out, and I get scared. But it turns out she just wanted to get into a room. But for some reason, she was turned in an outwardly direction, staring, just looking out like that.
Oh, God.
So I'm just like, "Oh, are you okay?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just waiting to get back into my room." Like, okay. And I just
started to
slowly
levitate.
slowly walk away.
Levitates like Annabelle.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, why did he have to stand like that? It's just creeping me out. Yeah.
Midair.
And because
Yeah.
like the place you're working at is haunted, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna.
You're on edge.
Yeah, it's on your mind. So that was one of the creepiest things for me. But it wasn't a haunting, but it
No,
was just
but
That's
a
still.
person.
We'll take
Yeah.
that.
Startling.
Fits in the theme of the episode.
Correct. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's some good stories.
Absolutely
I hope
crazy
everyone
stuff.
else, even if you're a non-believer, you still find them creepy.
Yeah.
Let us know if that gave you a chill.
It gave me a chill just
yeah,
hearing
some
it
of
over
them
here.
were,
Go
yeah,
on.
like that little bit of hair I have in my head stand up.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a good main course.
Yeah, that was our best one yet.
Yeah. I think we can carry on. We got some specials of the week.
Specials of the week.
That I reckon we found some stuff on the internet that I reckon we can share with everyone.
Yeah, this is our hospo stories.
Yeah. Who wants
of the week.
to go first to keep up this really creepy?
I think Hudson's
episode
ready to
going
lead
on?
it off for sure.
I've got one story I've found, which is quite interesting.
Okay, we
Uh,
like that.
I'll say it's from Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Thanks, Anonymous.
Let's begin.
Let us begin.
Tuck yourselves in. Get comfortable.
Get a hot chocolate. Make sure you're ready.
Nice cup of tea.
Yeah.
A few biscuits.
That's really good.
You won't be enjoying when I get to it,
Let's
but
begin.
I worked in a hotel that was supposedly haunted by the Red Lady.
Mm.
It was an actress that committed suicide in our building back in the day.
Okay.
We had a security guard quit on day one after he allegedly saw her. My first month in the job, we were short-staffed, so I was delivering guest folios and using the access stairwell. A lady in a red dress and red heels with movie star hair and classic good looks walked into the access stairwell,
Away.
one flight down from me, and didn't even glance my way. Just kept walking down. I was about to shit. She didn't acknowledge me at all until she made it down about 3 flights and looked up at me dead in the fucking eyes. She said, "Where are the vending machines?" That's the story.
What? Where was that story going?
Oh.
And one of the
dear.
comments is, "Did you tell her?" Well, I don't know.
No.
Da-do.
I'm just amazed again. I think all it knows what I'm going to say that shit comes into our podcast again. We almost gone a whole episode without talking about it.
Was it
but
liquid diarrhea?
well, it's come through again. I thought our podcast may as well be the shit hospitality
Did a
podcast.
shovel need to be obtained?
Fuck's sake. I'm not going into any more shit stories. That's a good
Okay.
story.
All right,
I don't mind
good.
that.
I like it.
Humour
I
in
like
that.
it. I like it. You
Um,
want to go?
okay. Well, mine's sort of a. This is of a haunted hotel in Australia. So this is called the Hydro Majestic in the Blue Mountains. His name is James Shipton. Or actually, yes, who's telling the stories about. He was a duty manager at the hotel, and he's talked about a couple of stories from his hotel. So this encounter was 3 months into his job. He says, I started my shift at 3 p.m, did my rounds as usual. I noticed we were running low on milk in the Belgravia lounge. It's kind of nice.
Very
seductive.
fancy.
Mm.
Oh.
So I started towards the kitchen to get more. I was the only person in that section of the hotel. It was a weekday, so everything apart from the Belgravia lounge was closed. As he entered the cat alley, some interesting names here, he heard squeaking of floorboards beneath his feet. But what he heard next left his heart pounding. I heard a woman whisper something into my ear, he says. It was loud, like she was standing behind me, but I couldn't understand what she said. Mr. Shipton figured it was a guest who'd gotten lost. I spun around ready to give her directions, he recalled, but no one was there. My heart began pounding like full palpitations. I couldn't see anyone, but I knew I wasn't alone. He says he couldn't make out the voice, but the sound was whispered in his right ear. And it wasn't long before he had another strange encounter. So he goes on to another story where it had been a quiet night. Few people staying in the hotel had left the Belgravia lounge. What a name. At 8 p.m. to go to bed. Closed everything up, grabbed the cash till, headed towards the office. and at the moment he stepped into the cat's alley, I was overwhelmed by a smell of perfume. It hit me like a slap in the face. Strong, floral, like someone just sprayed it. Then suddenly he heard footsteps. And then it was then that Mr. Shipton learned about the legend of room 311,
Ooh.
which was right above the area of his 2 encounters, and the ghost said to haunt the room. And then he goes into one more story of a chef that was working there and had to stay in the room overnight. So, I don't know, sometimes you work late and you got an early start, I guess.
That is a
So,
big no.
You stay in room 311. He said he felt the presence as soon as he began staying in the room. And on a couple of occasions when he woke up, he thought a lady on the left side of the bed was looking down
Oh,
at
hell
him.
no.
He was very uncomfortable, but decided putting up with it was better than asking for a new room and explaining. But all that changed the night he was attacked. He recalled his former employee telling him that he was slapped across the face by something unseen. He said it happened so hard it brought tears to his eyes. He was trying to figure out what happened when a lady appeared in front of his face. She then grabbed his neck, started strangling him. He freaked out and fled the room. He never set foot in 311 again. And the room was eventually opened to guests. So it wasn't open to guests at this time because obviously it was fucked up.
I'm sorry, but if I'm waking up and there's a lady looking down to me and strangling me.
You.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
He says that there are other stories of a guest stayed there and she fled, claiming the bathroom taps had turned on. The bath was overflowing and water coming down the wall. And apparently this all leads to a ghost haunting is a former employee named June Clemminger, 21, who was murdered by her jealous lover in 1938. Oh. So, yeah, this apparently was
Letting
allegedly...
a lot of anger out on other people.
Yeah.
Then.
June Clemminger, had been hanging out the hotel and was haunting the shit out of people. So that was a bit of a long story, everyone. I apologise, but it was about a hotel in Australia, in the Blue Mountains. So if you ever go to the... What's it called? I said it earlier. The something that hydro.
Is terrifying.
Isn't it? The Hydro Majestic. Yeah, you're looking it up. Isn't
Hydro
that creepy?
Majestic. Oh,
so apparently there's a book. There's a book called Australian Ghost Stories. Anyway, this is in there. But yeah, there's a photo of her, of the person who died. You can find.
That's a hard pass for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
that is. We will not take the company
That's
trip.
as haunted as it gets in the
Blue
in the
Mountains.
hotel
Definitely
space.
do like a ghost tour.
A ghost tour.
I find like the most
vlog it.
there's some haunted hotels. I was reading of like the Old Kapunda or something, which is super haunted in Adelaide. And
Yeah.
I think we should go and check that out.
God.
Fuck yeah, we're gonna go talk to someone.
These haunted places actually become an attraction for many people who actually want to go and stay in a haunted area. So I'm not surprised if when they found out room 311 is haunted, people would be like, hey, I want to go stay there. Or the actual hotel itself jacks up the price of the room and be like, hey, if you have a haunted attraction.
That's a creepy photo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
my this week in hospo.
I'm going to bring it down a little. I've got two. So I've got a quick one and then a kind of longish one.
All right.
So this happened in a hotel in Arizona. I got this from a website, escape.com.
Okay.
From a person named Anon.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Anonymous. So this person unpacked in this hotel, which had 2 beds, and they suddenly felt little tiny footsteps, and they go on to say, in the floor coming from the other side of my parents' bed. I stopped and listened. Then I heard the footsteps coming closer and felt them stop directly in front of the gap between the 2 beds where I stood. My heart was racing like crazy, and I was frozen in place. I finally gathered up the nerve to ask whatever it was, are you there? I was embarrassed the moment it came out of my mouth because it may have been a kid out in the hallway that ran inside and like just creeped them out. I'm guessing they were looking away and this was like behind them. And then they go on to say, I shit you not, guys, I heard a giggle right in front of me. Then it stopped and the little footsteps ran around to the other side of my bed. It giggled again and it disappeared.
Oh, kids are creepy.
Kids are creepy.
Kids are a bit creepy.
The real ones and the ghost ones.
Yeah,
Those are all
ghost kids
creepy.
are creepy. Like all those movies like Annabelle and those ones now have just made like any kind of children
Yeah.
creepy in movies.
Yeah.
I like it. Very good.
That was my quick one, and then I got a little longish one here.
All right.
So
Go for
let's
it.
Hit
go.
us.
Okay, this is from Infinity Girl on Reddit.
Oh.
Not my story, but I am involved in a way. Several years ago, my college roommate, let's call her E, worked as the night manager of a newly built hotel. As was the par for the course, I would often bring coffee in around 1 to 2 a.m. and chat for a while. One night I showed up and then found E sitting at the front desk, shaking her head, looking completely perplexed. Allegedly, she had just checked in what could have only been described as the doppelganger of our other roommate, let's call him M, who was and it was like alike and down to the same height, hairstyle, eye color, and sudden accent, which was
Okay.
odd because they lived in the north.
Yep.
E tried to speak with the new guest and showed her a picture of M on her phone, but was rebuffed several times. We both chalked it up to a coincidence as we knew M was visiting their parents and we went on to enjoy our coffee. Shortly after 2, I decided to head home. It wasn't around 2:30 when I pulled into our garage and I checked my phone to see a series of texts from E to M and I. They had a group chat.
Yep.
This happened at 2:17 and the messages said, "Stop, not funny, you guys suck, what the hell?" Naturally, I was confused and called her back. This was when things got weird and E sounded hysterical on the phone. Apparently, M and I, in the same clothes I wore earlier, had been standing at the end of the main hallway staring at her. E thought this was a joke and kept calling out to no response. Eventually, the front desk phone rang, and in time it took to answer it, we had both disappeared. I calmed her down over the phone, and the next morning we talked through the possibilities, trying to rationalize what she saw. The guest, who looked like M, did not come back to the front desk later that morning to inquire about some services, and to much of E's surprise, they looked only vaguely familiar. The only thing that scares me to this day, that I never told her, is that when I got into our house, the kitchen clock was stuck on 2:17, and directly next to it sat a photo. So directly next to the clock sat a photo of M and I smiling that I'd only developed that afternoon. Still no explanations, and nothing ever weird happened at the hotel again, but it makes me uneasy to this day.
Oh, that actually gave me chills. I'm sorry that my hair is standing up. That's fucked up. That is chills.
Yeesh.
Oh, I feel like gross.
Yeah.
No, it's also like the doppelganger. That's,
Oh.
that's creepy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Nah, it is a clock for me on 2:17. Nah, that's it.
Yeah.
Those coincidences. I don't
Yeah.
like them.
It's just like, it
That's
can't be, like at one point is it not a coincidence?
So she was in the room, and there were these people outside.
So from my understanding, it was,
She's in a different location.
yeah, say she's in like the reception area,
Yep.
and then she can look down a massive hallway
Okay.
going down in the hotel, and she sees these two people standing down at the end
Yep.
that look identical to her roommates.
Yeah.
And after seeing one of them before check into the hotel that looks like one of her roommates, she can only imagine it's the same guy.
Yeah, 'cause she's at
But
a job.
but allegedly it wasn't. They only look vaguely familiar.
Gosh, creepy.
But in seeing them both smiling and looking down at her and not doing anything, then they disappear. And then for the guy who's telling the story to go to the room, like back to their own apartment,
Yeah, that's creepy.
and see the clock at 2:17 and a photo of the two people smiling.
No,
No,
no, no.
coincidence? I think not.
Was that movie Us? Is that correct?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
about the doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
That's a good movie, by the
that
way.
was
That's
good,
an awesome.
actually.
That's an awesome movie.
Where they're like all holding hands at the end, like doing around the whole world. Like
Yeah.
That's
Creepy
that's
as.
creepy as.
Well, I'm scared shitless, guys.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
about
good.
you
That's
guys,
a good
but
podcast. I
I'm
enjoyed that.
Scared.
Main course was
Yeah.
that was a real good one this time in hospo.
So I like to then put this out to all our listeners. If you guys have any horror stories, please share, because I think we'll love to do more of these.
Yeah, we definitely would.
It's just
Definitely.
it's creepy, and we work in hospo, and this is kind of like the norm in some places. So we'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
All right. great specials.
But yeah, I reckon let's lighten up the mood really quickly. Give you guys a little bit of dessert before we end this up. But yeah, I reckon.
Are we going to do a shout out to some hospo events around the area?
We thought it'd be good to kind of shout out local events that happen in the area, because one thing about hospitality is that you got to support your local businesses as well, and kind of pump them up.
Yeah.
So I reckon, what do you have that's happening local?
There is the Semaphore Greek Festival happening in, it's going to be next weekend maybe? 17th and 18th of January. It is a great event. I have been there. The food is amazing. The entertainment is amazing. I'm not even Greek, but it is still a good day out at Semaphore to go and try some Greek food and look at some Greek culture.
Craig can pass for Greek, I reckon.
Yeah, could, but I'm definitely not. I want to make that clear. Like, I have nothing against the Greeks, but
But if you go to this festival and a Greek lady comes up to you and starts chatting you up, and you're interested.
That happens a lot. People are like, oh yeah, have you ever been to this place in Greece? I'm like, no, I'm not Greek. I'm Italian. So I can't answer your question. But yes, that's a great event down at Semaphore. It'll be hot. It'll be nice.
Yeah, get around to it, guys.
Get around to it. It's local.
Do you have any events that you know that's happening, or you like to shout out anything that's happening?
Oh, I want to give a shout out to not necessarily anyone in particular, but the weather's fantastic at the moment. Make sure you're getting down to your local beaches.
Yes.
There's plenty of beautiful bars, beautiful cafes you can actually immerse yourself in. A lot of good pubs.
Yeah.
Just go down there with your friends, check them out.
Keep hospo alive.
Absolutely. I do want to give a shout out to the Palais Hotel down at Semaphore, funnily enough. New redevelopment down there, and it looks fantastic. So go and check it out.
Someone went there
very,
on
very
the
good.
weekend. They said it was amazing.
Yeah. All right. I have two things actually. First of all, it's an Aussie summer, and what's an Aussie summer without the cricket? So I reckon make your way down to the Oval to watch some games. I went down, Craig went down the other day, and we watched the Strikers.
That was a cracking finish.
That was a good game, a really, really close game.
That final over was tight.
It was
amazing.
Wood, ice in his veins. Like, he was doing so
Yes.
good. Wood was good. Lloyd Pope as well. It was destructive.
The saviour.
So good as well. So yeah, get down to the cricket. It's a good time regardless. You just have a drink with some mates and watch the game.
Yep.
You can't go wrong with that. The second thing I have is I got sent this event by someone. It is, quote unquote, Adelaide's hottest Bollywood sundowner by the beach, and it will take place on the 25th of Jan. So apparently, at Seymour's, we got a sundowner by the beach. We have cocktail, sunset, and Bollywood bangers. Sunday, 6 p.m. onwards on the 25th of Jan. So if you guys are into your Bollywood music and stuff, go down. I'm pretty sure Australia Day coincides with India's Independence Day. So that's why that's what they'll be celebrating. That's what they'll be celebrating as well, leading into Australia Day as well.
Another quick shout out to the Tour Down Under, returning to Adelaide again.
Oh, I love the Tour Down Under.
So it kicks off in the 20th of January, so not too long now, guys. So yeah, make sure you're out there supporting.
Yeah. Also,
make sure you're wearing a hat and a bit of sunscreen.
Adelaide International, like you were saying as well.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in Adelaide. Like, this is the best time of year to be in Adelaide. Like, this just post Christmas through to probably the end of March.
Yeah.
You got the cricket, you got the tennis, you got the bike racing if you love your sport.
Yes.
And then after that comes a beautiful festival where you can laugh.
Correct.
You can cry.
I reckon, we haven't even started talking about the Fringe yet.
We have not talked about the Fringe, but the Fringe is upcoming in Adelaide, and it is...
Maybe we should do a special at the Fringe.
Oh.
That'd be sick.
That'd be cool. Just walk around and
There's
just
going
get
to be a good show or two there for sure.
That'll be awesome. I think we'll definitely hit up the Fringe for sure.
So it is a good time to be in Adelaide. Anyone who tells you otherwise is a liar.
But like what Hudson was saying, it is hot out there, so stay hydrated. Cover yourself, slip, slop, slap, seek, slide, just look after yourself and enjoy.
That's
I reckon.
it.
And I reckon that's it for this week. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. We appreciate your support on the last episode and your support for this coming episode as well. For the future, we of course got to give you a little bit of a taste of what's coming up. So I think we have either another porter one coming up, or a functions one coming up.
Yeah, but I think there may be a special in the bush.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Getting a
episode
bit-
that
Yes.
we talked about
Getting a little bit
spontaneously
fancy.
doing.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
might you might see us sitting around a campsite
Yeah.
sharing some stories. So we might sneak that one in just before
Some campfire stories.
some
would be
campfire
good. Yeah.
stories.
With hospo people, obviously, as well.
Yeah, so
A few beers in hand.
yeah, we might do
Could
that.
be a big one.
And then
I like it.
Yeah, as Autumn was saying, we sort of mapped out a little pathway and hopefully going to get some special guests and some people coming in telling us their stories, because I'm sure you're sick of hearing us by now.
No, I like hearing your voice, Craig.
Not
It's
at all,
fun.
Craig.
Well, look, I have to start charging if you're
I
going
would
to
say
hear my
it's
voice that much.
actually, it's really soothing.
It is, yes.
Yeah, well, actually, this is the first podcast where I'm actually not dying of sickness, so it actually sounds normal again.
We like
Which
that.
is
It's true.
nice.
That sounds
That's a good thing.
That sounds good.
So yes,
couldn't-
coming up
yeah.
is what, Autumn? We got a little camping one, and then
Yeah, and then we'll either do a porter or a functions podcast, but we'd like to get some guests on.
yeah,
Get some first-hand experience from people who work in those areas. So
absolutely.
that is the plan. And
Yeah.
we hope you're looking forward to it, because we're looking forward to it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Again,
So-
thanks to our listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for all the support. Again, we reiterate, keep sending in your stories.
Correct. Join us on the Patreon.
Yeah, please subscribe.
If you want to
It'd be
see
fantastic.
Craig dressed up as a sexy Santa.
That's more. That's more.
No,
as
no,
past.
that
is-
There's
no, no,
Christmas
no, no.
anymore.
At
We've
this-
passed that.
At this rate, if we get that by Christmas, I
Nah.
think that'll be perfect alignment.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you to the end of February to get 100 people.
Nah,
Sexy
And
Santa
after
nudie
that,
run.
Deals off.
That's all right. The council will decide.
It's a
that,
nudie
it's
run.
fine.
The council will decide that.
Yeah.
The Jedi Order. We're getting a little bit geeky.
All right. Let's close it there. We're gonna go watch the remainder of The Ashes if it's still going on.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. See Head.
Hopefully T-Head and Weatherall.
I think Head got out, but we'll see how it goes.
Ah.
Anyway. All right. Thank you guys for listening,
Thank you,
and
guys.
we will call it there. Thank you for sitting at the table. Hope you guys are full with all our horror stories.
Beautiful.
And yeah. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.